Yo. Josh and Mom. Who else is on? I'm here. Hi, YouTube. It's been quite a Monday morning already, let me tell you that. You're on Insta too. Morning, Melba. Morning, Rebecca. Sounded like I wasn't very loud. Hey, Ash. I just kind of was like, hey. I wasn't being very loud when I first said hi. It was just low. Anyway. How is everyone this morning? My hair. I just forgot that I just literally 5 seconds ago painted my nails, and I just ran my hand through my hair, and it's not pretty. I probably have pink nail polish in my hair even. What is... I should have stayed in bed today. Ashley, you got the right idea. Yes, happy Memorial Day to everyone. I'm wearing my Battleship Texas shirt that we got when we were in Texas and actually took a tour of Battleship Texas. It was super cool. Well, on Friday, Elba, I said I'd see you guys on Monday and sent out an email and a text this morning that we were still going to be on. So, yeah, Ashley, I saw you have migraine. Those are awful. Mm-hmm. You got the migraine hangover going this morning? That's what I call it. I don't know what everybody else calls it, but that's what I call it. I don't drink. I've never been drunk. I don't know what a hangover really feels like, but the recovery from a migraine makes me think that it's probably close to that. So that's what I call it. I mean, I know it's a holiday and could have very easily taken the day off from the church chat, but I kind of felt like because it was a holiday and we all can't we're not able to do as much as we normally would, that we would still go ahead and do it. Oh, good, Ash. Sometimes you just have to do that. Just have to take a rest. You know? That's for sure. So, where's everybody at today on the scale? Gotta make an adjustment here. Maybe. Better. Oh, Josh, you're going to Mid Spring tomorrow. Good. I know you have been able to do that in a few years. Good. Morning, Dave. 9.99999. I think I'm at an 8 on our scale of 1 to 10. Do you ever have those? I mean, I'm not going to go into the details just because, I'm not. But do you ever have those mornings where you think you're waking up okay, and then like within 10 seconds of opening your eyes, you realize that there's chaos around you? That was my morning. And I will tell you, at 8:15, I looked at my watch and saw that it was only 8:15, and I literally thought to myself, it's only 8:15. So, yeah. Rebecca's a 10. She's baking cupcakes. Nice. I have plans today on doing a pasta salad, strawberry cake, and I'm going to grill some meat for later because Donnie's working today. And my brother just picked up Colby, so he and my nephew could ride bikes together. Yeah. Noah's on the couch waiting for his phone to charge, and Ty's still in bed. So that part of it is not bad. But anyway, Mom is a 7. The day is young. It's true. It's true. Right now it's nice. Right now the weather's decent, right? I mean, I think we've officially left the spring, or what do we call it around here? Sprinter, because we have like spring and winter kind of intermixed to a degree. But I mean, like at 8:30 in the morning when it's 75 degrees, I think it's safe to say that spring is over. And summer has arrived. So there's that. But anyway. Thank you. Why don't you go take your medicine? Go. Ashley, 8 for you, leftover barbecue, and you've got the house to yourself. No, there you go. That's nice to be an 8 after a migraine day. That's not bad. Donnie made potato salad yesterday so that we would have that today. But I also wanted like pasta salad, and I bought the stuff to make it last week and I forgot. So I need to make it today. So nice, Rebecca. I need to invest. Donnie and I were outside, was it Saturday night? Because we knew it was going to get hotter and we knew the weather was going to be rainy. We used our fire pit. Saturday night, we were sitting out in the backyard dreaming about what we want to do, like as far as a deck and a patio. Josh turned his AC on last night. Oh, no, we turned our AC on Friday?
I don't know.
I think it was Friday, because what were we fixing for dinner? And we knew we would have the oven going, and it was already like 78 degrees in our house. And we looked at the forecast and saw that it was going to be well above 80 for the week. So we went ahead and turned our AC on. Oh no, Judy, their AC broke. No. Good, Ashley. Sometimes you just have to do that. Happy Memorial Day, Arintha. Yeah. So, hey, Norm. So our AC has been on for a couple days, and I actually was not moving around much this morning and started sweating. So I bumped it down. Hey, Abs, bumped the thermostat down a couple of degrees. I'll shoot it back up in a little bit because it's cooling off in here. You're still really hot?
No, I'm not even hot.
Well, then why are you shaking your head? I think children.
Okay.
Anyway, but yep. So anyway, it is Memorial Day, a day that many people get confused and think that we are just honoring all of our military, and that's not what we do. Memorial Day is about those who have given their lives, those who gave it all, and so we honor their memories today, and thank their I'm very thankful for their families for the sacrifices that they made. I think Donnie and I, hi Billy. Welcome to our church chat, Billy. Billy, for those of you who may not know him, and I don't even know if he's still on or if he just jumped on to see what was going on and got off, but Billy and his wife Katie are the new Youth Alive directors for Illinois. And hey, Mimi. And I'm super excited about that. It's been a long time since we've had Youth Alive directors, and super excited for what Billy and Katie bring to Team Illinois in that capacity. They've been youth pastors up north in Moline, and appreciate them a lot. They bring a lot to the table, and in a new way in this new season. So very excited. And watch out, church, because I'm probably going to be talking to Pastor Cy, our youth pastor, about connecting with them and how we can partner with Pastor Billy and Katie. Katie is also a credentialed minister, so Pastor Billy and Pastor Katie, about what they do and what they're going to do for Illinois and for students. Well, that's kind of neat, Ashley. What was it, like 4 years ago? We took our kids out to Jefferson Barracks, but I don't think it was, it may have been Memorial Day. Well, remember when we went out there and we saw the reenactment of the war?
Oh, yeah.
Super neat. Very cool. My grandma is buried at Jefferson Barracks, but we went out there. They do like a war, like a battle reenactment, and it was super neat.
We get to pick up
Tanks were driving through the field, and after the battle was over, we got to go out on the field and collect shells. It was kind of cool. Rebecca, I missed your text. I got to go back and read it. The red poppy flowers. Yes, Rebecca, the red poppy flowers. Yep. Well, we hold out as long as we can, but when you have people in your home with like allergies, having the windows open, we have our windows open way more than we should for poor Ty. But we also have the dogs, and our house is not very big, and so it doesn't take much to get like hot. So when we turned our AC on the other day, our thermostat was reading like 84 degrees in our house, and it was cooler outside. So at that point, we turn it on. Hey, April. But please stop. Sorry, I was mixing my coffee up really quick, but Noah's over here playing with everything that's in front of him. Let me suggest, if you ever go to Texas, and we had a great time in Texas. I don't care what this kid's about to say. We had a great time in Texas.
Wait, what?
If you are in like the Houston area, I think we drove, and Donnie could comment if he's able to. I want to say we drove probably 25 minutes or so outside of like downtown Houston to one of the ports there, and they have a war memorial for San Jacinto, I think is what it was, and we toured that, and that was pretty cool. But I mean, like, I like history, and especially American history, so I kind of eat that stuff up. like my kids are just bouncing from exhibit to exhibit in the or like display because I'm really and I'm like wanting to read everything that's in front of me. And but that was pretty cool. And then from that memorial, you can look across and you can see the top of this battleship. I think it's like one of the oldest standing battleships. Okay. My father-in-law drives by our house at least 4 or 5 times a day. But when my dad drives by, it catches my attention. But he just drove by. My dad doesn't normally do that. And he's sorry, so it really confused me there. But the Battleship Texas fought in both world wars. And I want to say maybe the Korean War. It's really, really neat. It may have been, I think it fought in both world wars and the Korean. I'll have to look it up. Anyway, it's really neat. You get to like go on the ship and you get to, well, but he didn't even stop. Like he just drove down the street, Mom. Like not even, like he just drove down the street. Although my car's not here because Donnie took it. So he may have thought I'm not home. So if he gets home, Mom, you can tell him that I am home. Or if he hops on, Dad, I'm home. But you can't airdrop it right now. But we got to climb on. If you go to my pictures, I have an album. I think I have an album for Texas, but you got to climb up in the turrets and, it was really cool. You got to go down underneath where like they bunked. And I'm going to tell you what, these dudes, I can't imagine. It was so hot. It was so hot in the ship. And I can't imagine the way the bunks were set out and organized. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Valerie. Some of them were like sleeping right under like large vents or fans or I mean just I can't imagine the sound. And they were cramped. But it was one of the coolest things that I've seen. And my kids got to hold replica ammo that would have been used in the turrets. And I mean, it was really, really cool. I highly recommend visiting stuff like that if you can. If you ever get the chance, go down. But like I said, we were in Houston. Hey, Linda. And I think we drove about 25 minutes south out of downtown area to go 25 or 30 minutes to go to this. And while we were on the battleship, like it started to thunderstorm really bad. Tornado sirens were going off. And so we just beat feet to our car and headed north to San Antonio or Austin. I mean, not San Antonio, Austin, where our friend lived that we were spending the night with that night. But anyway, totally aside, it was just really, really cool. Recommend it. It's sad that this is the season of life that we're in right now because I know that Jefferson Barracks and other places do cool things. But I saw Jefferson Barracks they did, or at least Fox 2 was live out there this morning for the laying of the wreath. So you could probably go on and watch that. I know they weren't allowing like the Boy Scouts to do flags or anything like that this year. So, hey, Jade. Jade, thank you for praying yesterday on our 21 days of prayer. Appreciate it. There were quite a few comments and several responses to the email. So check out the submarine. I would like to do that, Norm. Donnie doesn't ever want to go to Chicago. He could never go to Chicago and be okay. I don't mind Chicago, so I would like to go. I'd like to take my kids to actually, I've been to Navy Pier, but I've never gone in the museum. So I would like to go and take my kids to like Shed and stuff like that. Donnie doesn't care to ever do anything like that there. He doesn't mind museums and stuff like that, but in Chicago, not so much. But I'd like to take my kids.
It's Chicago.
So, hi, Laura. Yeah. So, but that would be really cool too. Like I've seen the submarine, but I've not like been to it. You know what I mean? I need you to stop. Go do something. Mm-hmm. Hmm? Take a shower, clean your room. Hey, Tyler. What'd you all read in your Bible today? Have you done your Bible reading yet? Mm-hmm. The app I use for one of mine was like a day behind for the last 3 or 4 days. Well, this morning it's all caught up. So I had to do 2 days this morning. But I am in Ecclesiastes in that one. And then we do our 21 days. So today was Acts 22, where Paul was about to be scourged. And then they, he's like, can you do that? LaPorte, Texas. There you go. But wasn't it San Jacinto that anyway, we're getting backwards, digressing. Where Paul's like, I'm a Roman citizen, and the guard came over and says, I paid for my citizenship. And Paul was like, I was born into mine, which meant he was like more legit than the guy who bought his citizenship. It was pretty cool. And then I read part of 1 Samuel. Well, I read 1 Samuel 27, 1 Samuel 28, 1 Samuel 29, 1 Samuel 30, a Psalm, a Proverb, and then John 4, part of John 4, the latter half of John 4. Laura, Mark 9 through 12, Proverbs 25, Psalm 121 to 125. Mm-hmm. Morning, Judy. Joshua is reading Galatians. Sorry. I actually slept really good last night, which was part of my problem when I woke up this morning. But, hey, Jude. You guys have gotten like 3 songs this morning. Sorry. Oh, Jude, that's right. Judy's already down there, isn't she, Josh? Always, Laura. There's always a melody in my heart. Always. Do you know if things move slower in Mecca watching from Jason's house? I'm assuming you're talking about Springfield, Missouri. Oh, like the internet moves slower down there? I have no idea, Judy. So, for those of you who aren't necessarily familiar with our verbiage, the National Office for the Assemblies of God, U.S., is in Springfield, Missouri, and we lovingly and teasingly call it Mecca. It is our own Mecca.
What do you call it?
Really, that's just what we call it.
How do you call it?
Um,
What do you call it? What do you call it?
later.
Okay.
So Laura, I don't know if you can even comment on, it's been a while since you've lived down there. I would say it depends on what his internet provider is. This hair, Lord have mercy on my soul. What else, you guys, want to talk about? Of course, I mean, it is kind of a holiday. Everybody's moving slower. There may not be a lot to talk about today, and we could move on. Hey, I know one thing. I'm apologizing for it. It's scheduled to send out in a little bit. For the last few weeks, we've been sharing discussion questions. Looks like I have pink highlights. It's because the sun's coming in on my curtain on this side, Josh, and there's red. It's like buffalo plaid, and so it's red, and that's what that is. So Judy, your daughter says that internet in Lebanon, Missouri is pretty horrible, but in Springfield it depends on who the provider is. Dad, I am home. Donnie has the car today. What was I gonna say? Oh, so we've been sharing like discussion questions to take you deeper from the sermon on Sunday mornings. I forgot to post them yesterday and send them out. I'm very sorry about that. They are scheduled to post and be sent out in a little bit. Okay. I hope you enjoy those. I hope you do. They're just aimed and geared towards helping you think through different things that we talk about from the sermon, and help you like think about how to apply it differently to your life. Hey, Rhonda. Well, yeah, Dad, I was doing this, so I saw you drive by, but just letting you know I am home. If you didn't see the car, that's why. Donnie's got it. Yeah, Josh, it's right here next to this window that's right next to me. My new plant. I can't turn everyone, but right there. Yep. I cleaned off the plant with just wet paper towels yesterday, and I got one of those like water, like that. They got like the bulb on top and the long stem, and you fill it with water, and then you put it in the soil. I got one of those, and it drank all the water yesterday, so I refilled it this morning and put it back in there. So, and then I got some like, my mom and dad had extra. You figured I would take the day off. Well, I'm taking Fridays off, and since it's a holiday that we all can't do, Noah, please stop. That we can't do what we normally do, Dad, I decided to just go ahead and do this for a little bit. I probably won't do much the rest of the day. I already have our Forever Young worship halfway edited. So, because I can't afford to get too far behind with the editing and stuff like that we have to do, and the working towards creating a plan for all the jazz that we need to create a plan for. No, I'm not overwatering it, Josh. I'm only putting that thing in there. So basically, the water will only come out if it needs it. Do you know what I mean? Laura, I will let you know. No, it's like it only releases the water as the plant and the roots in the soil need it. That's kind of how they're designed. So the soil is dry, like on top and through there. There's not I'm not like pouring water over it. I mean, if you could see, it's probably less, it's probably like a cup to a cup and a half of water that goes into that bulb. And so that's all that's going out. Does that make sense? But what I was going to say was my mom and dad have some like rock that my mom used to put around a couple of her plants. She had some left over. So they gave it to me. So I'm going to put some around Donnie's cactus, like the base of the cactus on top of the soil. And I'm going to put some around that just to make it a little prettier. So, yep. And Josh, at Walmart the other day when I went and got my pot and the soil for this plant that you got me, they had the cactus. They had the cactus soil. So I'm probably going to replant Donnie's cactus into that soil sometime this week. Go outside, Melba, and you'll hear the birds singing. I mean, I can hear them. I mean, you probably can't hear them here because I've got my windows closed. If you would quit playing with your Nerf gun and just sit quietly, you won't sit quietly enough. I can hear them out my window still. I knew, I was waiting for that comment, and I am so not surprised and very much not disappointed that it was Laura who did it. Oh. I think, Melba, it's just because we have these trees right here. We have a lot of trees in our neighborhood, a lot. Like on our street, I want to say almost every house has a tree, at least one tree in their front or backyard. We have
3 trees.
2 in our front yard, and we have 1 in our backyard. Oh, we have 2 in our backyard. That's right, because we have our pine. Well, I don't know exactly what kind it is, but it's an evergreen tree. And we have our apple tree, which has lots of apples on it. But I mean, we have a lot of trees. So I think that that's probably why you hear them so much here, is because got all the trees right here. I mean, I've got 2 in my yard. My neighbor has 2, or on this side has 2. The neighbor across the street has 1 in his front yard. I think 1 in his back.
Yeah, one huge one.
And the one across the street or next to him has 3 in her front yard. And yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Helen has 3.
Where did you have 2 on the road?
On the easement part there. Anyway, so we have lots of birds and squirrels. Most mornings I get woken up by the birds singing. I mean, I go off, my alarm goes off, but I can hear the birds right along with it. Hey, Terry. My phone thought I said, but I said, Terry. You had some ducks last week, Ashley. I like ducks. We don't have ducks in our neighborhood. My sister-in-law does sometimes, and she lives just a few streets over. And she has, we don't want to say the names of streets while like live. I thought you said the name of her street because that starts with the same letter. Anyway, but she has some sometimes over at her and her neighbor feed them. We don't have any over here. It's funny to me that she gets them over there because there's like no real body of water close, like, where you would expect to see ducks, but anyway. But it's not like right.
Yeah, I know that.
Hey, kitty. Yeah. Anywho, we got birds.
Yeah, verbs.
Oh, that's funny, Ash. She said she opened the door to check the mail and they were sitting in the puddle by her car. Have water, we'll have duck, I guess. Hi, Christy. When we went for our drive through Lone Elk Park on Friday, I wish I had my camera ready, and I need to post my pictures in my blog. I need to do that. Hey, Chris. We were driving through this one part, and on this tree branch I've never seen a bird like this. It was so pretty, and it was like this color blue, like the color of my shirt, like this electric blue, and wasn't very big. It was so pretty. By the time I went, oh my gosh, did you see that bird? And pulled out and got my camera open on my phone, it was gone. It's so sad. So pretty. Rebecca, they have 2 ducks that hang out in her front yard, and they call them Donald and Daisy. Cute. Indigo bunting. I guess that's what it is. I'll have to look that up and make sure. It was so pretty. I've never seen it on like here around my house. It's the first time I've seen one out like that. It was really cool. And I will say, out of all the, like we've done so many, the few hikes that we've done in the last month, even though we didn't hike at Lone Elk and we just drove through, I mean, we probably made like 3 loops through the park.
So I want to use buffalo.
Yeah, we did see a ginormous buffalo. I mean, like, he was huge. We saw several buffalo, but that one was like
bigger than the car.
Oh my gosh, was giant. But we saw, I mean, obviously it's called Lone Elk Park and that's what's there, but we saw more wildlife on that trip than we have on all the other ones combined. So Lone Elk is really cool. I recommend going out there.
They didn't care that you were there.
No, they didn't. But they're kind of used to people driving through. I think I've only been to Lone Elk Park one other time. I think it was when I was like maybe 12, 13, 14 years old. And my aunt and uncle took us. I went with my cousins, my aunt and uncle, and we went out there and we did go on a hike. And I don't remember seeing anything then. If Christy's still watching, she might remember. Do you remember when we did that, Chris? Because it was your dad. I think your mom was with us, but I think it was your dad that took us girls and we went through there. Pretty sure it was Lone Elk. But no, I mean, we saw lizards. We got a great picture of a raccoon. Maybe I'll work on that today. Maybe I'll work on a blog post and share those pictures. We saw, the best part was we drove the truck that time and we pulled over to the side where there was kind of like a pull off point where you can look out.
Oh.
And Noah was like, there's a woodpecker. And we have a woodpecker every once in a while here in our neighborhood, but I couldn't see it. And then finally he was like, Mom, it's on that tree. And I was like, oh, I see it. Well, as I said, I see it. A car comes by us and the kid in the backseat was like, you see it? Where do you see it? Hey, they say they see it. And they pulled over in front of us. I'm like, I don't know what they think we saw. They're going to be really disappointed and upset with us. I was like, oh, I see it. It was this woodpecker on a tree ahead of us, and it was gone that fast. But it was really funny. Oh, they see it. They see it. Pull over here. They had cameras out, like out their window looking down. It was we were like on a bluff.
I mean, probably could have seen something down there.
We didn't see anything. We saw the elk. I saw a baby buffalo And again,
I did.
trying to
I
pull my
saw it
phone
too.
up and Donnie to pull forward enough where I could see it. And as we got where I could really see it, it laid down and you couldn't see it anymore. So I didn't get a picture of it.
I saw it.
As cool as that was, I still think Oklahoma and driving through the tall grass prairie at Pawhuska is the best to see buffalo. I know it's 6 hours away. Lone Elk Park is 45 minutes, but very, very cool. Very cool. We saw lots of elk and some buffalo than the one giant
I think we
buffalo.
saw more buffalo than we saw elk.
I don't think so. Maybe it was about the same, but I feel like we saw more elk than
I
buffalo.
think we saw the one elk at the beginning going down. It stayed there.
Lots of turtles in the little pond lake thing that they have there. Lots of turtles. I think at one point we walked up to the edge of the lake and you could see them across the lake. You could see them coming towards us. And I think we counted like 22 turtles. That was a lot.
Mhm.
So that was pretty fun. May as well take advantage of the time that we have, you know, and explore and see things. As much as you can. We live in a beautiful country, so go live in a beautiful world, but we live in a beautiful country, so go see it. Donnie, I think, is convinced at one point on one of our hikes we're going to run into Bigfoot. Any other topics you guys want to cover? Hi, Ralph. Chick-fil-A has a Hawaiian restaurant in Georgia. People from TikTok are driving all over the place to go. A Hawaiian restaurant? Chick-fil-A has a Hawaiian restaurant? What does that even mean? What is that? They serve Spam and pineapple?
I won't go to Chick-fil-A
No,
now.
thank you.
Go to Chick-fil-A.
Not today. Noah's like, no, I want Chick-fil-A. I got a Chick-fil-A gift card for my birthday that I haven't been able to use. We don't have a Chick-fil-A in town. The closest one is Fairview Heights.
Go to Chick-fil-A.
And we haven't driven up there. So not gonna happen today either.
Chick-fil-A or Chipotle?
Neither today. Thank you very much.
I'm just saying.
Like they have the Hawaiian food. It's called Truett's Luau. Ha, that's fun. But I mean, what is considered Hawaiian food? Like I went to a youth pastor retreat one time and they did a Hawaiian. Florissant is probably closer. Yeah, but it's still like, 15, 20 minutes.
So I got that far for Chick-fil-A.
Not something that I'm just gonna. I mean, not in the last month is it something that I'm just gonna get in my car and drive to. Do you know what I mean? Like it's one thing when we're in those areas to stop, but we haven't really been in those areas. So pineapple, pork, coconut. Well, what I was going to say was we did at one of the youth pastor retreats that I did a few years ago. They did a Hawaiian themed meal. The church that hosted us has quite a few Hawaiians in their congregation, and so they hosted it. And they made this pasta salad. And I was so excited because I like pasta salad, and it looked really good. And I got some, and at first I was like, okay, this is good. It was very similar to just regular pasta salad, but it had a little bit of a different flavor. And then I took a bite of what I thought was with ham in it. Only it really didn't taste like good ham. And it's because it was Spam. Spam is a Hawaiian staple. I just ate the noodles after that. But that's really cool. I had no idea they had something like that. If I am ever back down through Georgia, we might have to look that up. I love the flavor and smell of coconut. I don't like the texture of coconut.
I don't like coconut in general.
What did I make last week that I did different? I made a pineapple upside down cake
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks ago. And instead of vegetable oil, I used coconut oil. That was pretty good. Didn't really notice a whole lot, but a little bit. 5 or 6 hours to go there. They give you free honey on your first visit.
Okay.
No, I don't know if free honey is
Worth it. Worth the drive.
I mean, if I'm down in that area, it might be fun to find it and go visit. I saw that you texted me, Josh. I'll check it when we're done. He sent me the information. Cool, Ash. Mom needs to make hummingbird food and go sit on the porch thing. I did not put my hummingbird feeder out more than just a day or two last year, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do it this year. The year before last, and then only the week we put it out last year, it was swarming with bees. I don't mind, except that like hummingbirds won't come around if there's other stuff all over it. But yellow jackets, like tons of yellow jackets, like swarmed the hummingbird feeder. And I can't have that. And like I said, if those are all over it, the hummingbirds aren't going to come. And so, I mean, for 2 or 3 years, I had a hummingbird nest in my tree one year. I would love to have them. I would love to have them back. But I'm leery about putting it back out there because I don't want anything to happen to the bees, but I don't necessarily want them like swarming the area of us walking into our house either, because we normally put it like right out the front window here so that we can watch them. But yeah, swarms of bees and yellow jackets, and more yellow jackets than bees. I can remember though, the first 2 summers ago, I took the hummingbird feeder down to clean it. I was going to put new feed in it to try, and we'd had lots of bees. And when we opened it up, the part where like the feed kind of fills and the hummingbirds feed from was filled with drowned bees. I mean, like probably 40 or 50 bees were inside of it. It's crazy. Yeah. So I haven't put one out. We did it like for 1 week late spring, early summer. And within a few hours, we had a couple of bees, no big deal. But actually it wasn't even a week that we had it out, because I took it down before it was time to even change out the feed. So maybe like 2 days it was up. Swarming. It's not fun. I don't know what to do. I saw that, Mom. They have carpenter bees really bad and wasps at their house. We don't really have anywhere to hang the paper bags that it would have probably done any kind of deterring for them, because it's not like we have a porch that we hang stuff on. I mean, it's just our hummingbird feeder's just on a hook in the yard. But the carpenter bees, so they got traps for the carpenter bees. Are they working? I saw a picture of them. they're like a wood block kind of with a hole drilled in it. And then how does that work? It's and it's got like a small mason jar. Yes, Josh is even asking, how does that contraption work? Like, do the bees go up and then come down in the jar and then they can't figure out how to get back out? Like, that doesn't make sense. Does it work? Does it work? Does it work? Does it work? Have you noticed? Can you tell yet? Inquiring minds need to know. Dad said, not yet. Not yet, you can't tell, or not yet, it hasn't worked.
Yeah. What?
Sorry, I'm just watching my neighbors.
Oh, crazy?
Hey, don't. I don't. That's the problem. Stop. Not worked yet. So you still have carpenter bees, and the traps haven't worked. How is the trap supposed to work? It's a block of wood with 2 holes about the size that they would drill themselves. They're lazy and will use an already bored out hole. The concept is they will go in, drop down into the jar, and be trapped. Okay. I'm pretty sure. So our neighbor, our older lady neighbor across the street, I think her kids hire this guy, her grass, and he has a helper. The guy does the riding mower, but his helper has a weed eater. And I'm 99% sure I had that. He's probably in his like 20 now, or close to it. I'm pretty sure he was one of my daycare kids.
What you doing, Casey?
Like 99.999% sure he was one of my daycare kids.
How can you be that sure?
Because he's been helping him for like the last 2 summers, and it looks like the same guy, and I'm pretty sure that's who it is.
Pretty sure it's the same kid, but how can you be that sure that he was your date?
Because I'm pretty sure, Noah.
Sure? You sure you're that sure?
I might be giving away a 14-year-old
No, you're not.
if anybody wants one.
No.
Anywho, well, we have been on for almost 50 minutes. Well, no, we have been on for 50 minutes. Is there anything else you all want to chat about before we go, or do we need to call it a day till tomorrow? Thank you, Rebecca. Rebecca, did Ryan watch yesterday? Did he see his sermon scripture reading debut? Hey, Frank. He's twirling. Josh, the umbrella guy from Frohart is twirling his umbrella in Wilson Park, is what I'm assuming you mean. He was a grandfather of a student at Frohart when he started doing that just to kind of make people smile. And I guess his grandchild is now at Grigsby, because this last year I saw him out at Grigsby a lot. Yeah. So he's out at Wilson Park doing it today. Maybe. I mean, my understanding is he does it just because he wants to just bring a smile to people. Oh, Rebecca, he said no, he couldn't watch himself. He did a great job. I was so excited that he did it. That's awesome, Josh. Even my mom said Ryan did a great job, Rebecca. You can tell him that he did a great job. I'm proud of him. He was so proud of himself and relieved at the end. You could tell. Mom, Rebecca said she'll tell him. You can't see Rebecca's comments because she's watching on YouTube, Mom, and she's texting me her interactions, our conversation. That's why. Oh, do you remember that episode of Seinfeld?
Nope.
I'm not talking to you. Serenity now. That's how I'm feeling at this very moment. Ah!
There we go.
I think Noah should go out and cut our grass this morning before it rains again. That way, it's short when I go out and start grilling. Yep. Who's there with me? My son. The middle one is sitting here with me, Frank. Frank, I don't think you've hopped on, but I'm looking at the camera. This is Facebook. I have Facebook here. I have Instagram over here, and I have YouTube down here. Our yard's not too wet.
Yeah, it was.
Not now. It's not. Noah,
Oh, back was wet still.
That was over an hour ago that you were out there. The sun has been up.
Doesn't mean it's still not that wet. But I don't know if it's already guys or not.
But no, I'm looking at our front yard, and our neighbors have been out cutting their grass. So over here, it's not too bad. How about that rain though yesterday? That was a nice, relaxing. I like those rains. Yep, all evening.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I mean, I don't know. I'm going to make them go out. It's not like it drastically. It needs to be weed eated. Yeah, Noah would know about it being wet. That's what I'm saying, Rebecca. She said, get out there and mow it before it gets too muggy.
It already is.
But I would say this. If you don't want to mow it today, cool. But you should go out and do the weed eater because you haven't done that the last 2 times you cut grass. And it needs it really bad. Anyway. Well, hey, I'm down to a minute on Instagram before it kicks us out of there. And that means we've been on for almost an hour. And that's where I try to stop us because I don't want to. We all have stuff to do. Yes. Norm said it's always too wet for those whose job it is to mow.
It was wet though.
Well, I know it was damp this morning.
And still this morning.
That was over an hour ago, Noah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to get off here so that I can deal with a kid and it not be on public video. Anyway, thanks for hopping on today. I hope you guys have a relaxing Memorial Day. I hope you take time in some way to honor the lives of those who gave it all. Figure out a way to do that in some fashion. I think it's, Donnie and I have plans on watching a particular war movie this evening when he gets home from work. I don't know, maybe I'll make my kids watch something today about our soldiers. I might just do that. He's not enthused about it, but oh well. Hey, let me pray. Instagram's going to cut off. Bye. You got a minute or a second. See ya. Instagram's done. So let me pray over us as we close out. And then tomorrow we'll be back at 9:45 and same places, YouTube, Facebook, church Instagram, and church YouTube, church Facebook, church Instagram. and we'll talk about more stuff. I hope you are engaging in our 21 days of prayer and fasting. I hope that God is speaking to you through this time. I know he's speaking to me for sure, quite a bit, but it's good. So I hope you're engaging in that. I hope you're listening for his voice and you're letting him speak to you and challenge you, you know? But we'll be back on tomorrow at 9:45. So let me pray over you. Lord, I thank you for everyone who jumped on today. I thank you for the conversations that we had, the fun and the laughter. Father, I just pray today that there are many families who have lost and sacrificed a lot for our country. God, I just want to ask that you would bless those families today and help us to do something special to honor those who gave it all. It's not taken lightly or taken for granted, Lord. I pray that you would be with each one who is watching this video, whether they're watching right now or they're going to watch the replay later. Encourage their hearts, Lord. Keep our ears and our eyes, our minds and our hearts tuned into you and what you have to say for us. We thank you and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll talk. See you.